Welcome back, Marvel fans. Today, we're diving into one of the most chaotic events in Marvel history. A story so massive, it shook New York City to its core. It all began with a terrifying arrival, Godzilla, the king of the monsters, rising from the depths of the Hudson River. But this wasn't the only nightmare that awaited Spider-Man. Something unimaginable happened that day. The Venom symbiote bonded with Godzilla itself, creating a force of destruction unlike anything the world had ever faced. Venom-Godzilla was born, creature of chaos, power, and cosmic hunger. And Spider-Man? He stood alone against it. A hero returned. Peter Parker swung above the skyline of Manhattan in a brand new black suit. Sleek, deadly, alive. This wasn't his old costume. This was something alien, a suit that could form its own webbing, change shape at will, and respond directly to his thoughts. Down below, Herman Schultz, the Shocker, was making his own noise, blasting away with upgraded vibro gauntlets. He sneered at Spider-Man, mocking his black suit and claiming it was ready for his funeral. Peter didn't bite. Instead, he teased back, calling Shocker his crash test dummy, dodging every attack, and taking him down with practiced precision. Before he could celebrate, Black Cat swung in, her arrival charged with tension. She admired Peter's new look, but carried secrets of her own. Powers granted by the Kingpin, powers she feared Peter might discover. Back at the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson was having his own meltdown, berating Peter for quitting college, delivering mediocre photos, and failing to outshine Eddie Brock. But Peter barely noticed. His mind was elsewhere until a sound split the air. From the Hudson River, something colossal emerged. Godzilla. Its sheer presence sent tremors through Manhattan. Buildings shook, cars overturned. The city descended into panic. Peter knew the stakes instantly. He called a quick halt to his fight with Shocker, leaving him tangled for the police, and swung toward the danger. But there was something strange about Godzilla's path. It was heading straight toward his apartment. Mary Jane, inside. Peter's heart stopped. He raced toward her building, shouting her name. A massive foot smashed through the structure. Peter grabbed her midair, swinging them both to safety just before the building crumbled. Mary Jane, shaken, revealed something unexpected. "I've known your secret all along," she said. Before they could talk further, Black Cat appeared, calling Peter lover in a tense moment. But there was no time for personal drama. Spider-Man ordered her to get Mary Jane to safety while he faced the rising threat. The birth of Venom-Godzilla. Spider-Man darted around Godzilla's towering form, dodging snapping jaws and crushing footsteps. His plan was simple: lead the monster away from civilians. But then came a sound that shook him to his core. A roar so powerful it stirred something inside him. The symbiote suit writhed. It screamed. And then, in a horrifying moment, it tore away from Peter's body. The living suit launched itself toward Godzilla, latching on like a parasite. Peter's mind raced. The suit wasn't just fabric. It was alive, a creature that had answered his desperate wish for help. But in doing so, it had bound itself to Godzilla. The result was catastrophic. Godzilla's immense power fused with the alien symbiote, and something far darker emerged. Venom-Godzilla, the King in Black, a godlike symbiote entity, now controlled the king of the monsters. Its purpose shifted: chaos, death, domination. Venom-Godzilla roared, Manhattan shook, and Spider-Man realized he was facing a nightmare unlike any he'd ever fought. Battle for the city. Black Cat and Mary Jane worked frantically to evacuate civilians as Spider-Man devised a plan. He returned to his classic red and blue suit, knowing the symbiote had to be stopped. His memory returned to Godzilla's roar and the symbiote's reaction. Sonic vibrations could harm it. If he could replicate that sound, he might have a chance. He stole Shocker's gauntlets, recalibrating them to match the roar's exact frequency. Armed with his makeshift sonic weapon, Spider-Man launched into the battle. Flying toward Venom-Godzilla, Peter shouted, "Let's end this," and unleashed a devastating sonic blast. The vibrations tore through the monster's body. The symbiote screamed, writhing in agony, but victory came at a cost. Peter's body shook violently under the strain. His hearing was gone. Pain ripped through him. He plummeted toward the ground, thinking he had failed. "I'm sorry," he thought. "I did my best." Then a massive claw caught him. Godzilla itself saved him. In that moment, Peter understood. Beneath the alien corruption, Godzilla's will still fought. The final blow. Godzilla let out a roar that rattled the heavens. With a surge of primal fury, it unleashed its atomic breath, a blinding beam that tore through the symbiote, reducing it to drifting ash over Manhattan. The battle was over. The city was silent. Snow-like fragments of the alien symbiote rained down. Peter lay battered, but alive. He cheered quietly, and for a moment there was a strange understanding between hero and monster. Godzilla turned, lumbering back into the sea, leaving the city to recover. The rise of God Venom. But the war was far from over. Days later, Eddie Brock prowled the ruins. His hatred for Spider-Man burned bright. In the wreckage, he found Peter's damaged camera, proof of his chance for revenge. But before he could act, tendrils of alien matter emerged. The symbiote was not gone. It bound to Eddie, merging with his rage and the lingering power of Godzilla. A new terror arose. Towering over the city, Eddie Brock became something far worse. "We are God Venom!" The creature roared. The shadow of a new war had begun. New update. And in our next issue, we'll witness an unbelievable clash. Godzilla versus the X-Men. We'll uncover how Wolverine and his team managed to bring down the King of Monsters, what exactly happened that left Godzilla so deeply affected, and why he turned his fury toward the city in the first place. Until then, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell, so the moment this epic issue drops, you'll be the first to watch it. Quantum Judgment. So Quantum Mannix, now you know the truth. Godzilla's attack was only the start. The Venom symbiote's corruption of the King of Monsters has birthed a threat that Spider-Man barely survived. But Eddie Brock's transformation into God Venom promises something even more terrifying. What if this was only the beginning? What if God Venom was destined to become the God Butcher, a force to rival gods themselves? In the coming battles, Thor, the god of thunder, may have no choice but to step into a war across time and space. The universe is on the brink, and the next chapter, it's going to shake everything to its core.